So today we're going to talk about mixing different values, but the first thing I need you to do is at the top of your paper, please write your name, first name and last name, and then please write what period you have art, and then if you have art every other day, please write what day you have art. So value is one of our elements of art. And when I'm talking about value, I'm talking about the lightness or darkness of a color. Okay? And today we are going to be mixing values 3 different ways. The first way is we're going to talk about a tint. Okay? A tint equals a color plus white. When you mix a color plus white, it's going to get lighter. So, underneath, please draw 3 boxes. I'm going to take my paint tray and I'm going to put on a little bit of white. And I'm going to put on a little bit of black. You do not need a lot of black. It has a lot of pigment in it and it's really strong. And I'm going to put on a little bit of blue. We haven't talked about the black, but you're going to need that later. So when I'm mixing a tint, I'm going to do a color plus white. So I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm going to pick up a little bit of blue. And I'm going to add it to my white, and I'm going to mix it up. And then I'm going to paint that in my first box. Then I'm going to wash my brush. When you're washing your brush, make sure you're just gently wiping on the bottom of the cup. Then pull it up and wipe the excess water off on the edge. Please don't tap because it'll get water everywhere. It'll get all over your artwork and on your neighbors, and they're not going to be happy with you. So I'm going to gently wipe it on the edge. If you like, you can get a paper towel and gently wipe it, okay? But don't pull on the bristles because we don't want them coming out from the furrow of the paintbrush. So next, I'm going to pick up some more blue, and I'm going to add it to my tint, and it should get a little darker. If it's not dark enough, go ahead and wash your brush and add a little bit more blue. There we go. I just didn't add enough blue to make it change. So it's just gradually getting darker. And I'm going to do that one more time. So I'm going to wash my brush, get some paint, some more blue, and add it in, making sure it's darker. Remember, you can always add more if you need to. There we go. And then it's gradually darker. So the next one we're going to work on is a shade. A shade equals a color plus black. And again, I'm going to draw 3 boxes underneath. And now I'm going to go ahead and mix my shade with my clean brush. So if I were to take my blue paint and add it to my black paint, you wouldn't see much different because black is such a strong color. So I'm going to do it the opposite way this time. I'm just going to take a little bit of black. You don't need a lot because remember it's a strong color. I'm going to mix it into my blue. You can see how that little bit already changed it. And put it on there. Wash my brush. I'm going to pick up some more black, add it to my paint, and put it on there. It looks really, really dark, but when it dries, it will be blue. And one more time. A little bit of black, add it to my blue, and paint it on there. Okay, so it's gradually getting darker. So last year, these are what you talked about, is tints and shades. This year we're going to add a new one, and we're going to talk about tones. A tone is a color plus black and white. When you mix black and white, you get the color gray. So I'm going to show you mixing gray. You don't need to do this part because you already have black and white mixed in with your paint. So, but I wanted to show you. So I'm going to take some black, I'm going to add it to my white, and then I have the color gray. But since I already have a shade and a tint, I don't want to waste that paint, so I'm going to use that to make my tones, which I'm going to put in 3 boxes down at the bottom. So I'm going to pick up some of my shade, and I'm going to mix it into my tint. And it just gets a little more gray. I'm going to pick up some more of my shade, mix it in my tint, and then add that on there. And then I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to pick up some more and add it to my tint, and I'll get even more gray. So I use the color blue to mix all my other colors. So I'm going to go ahead and add the name of my color on the side and put a box on there, and then put what it normally looks like so that I have a reference, so I can see how it changed as I was mixing it. Okay, so today we worked on mixing lots of different values on our paper. This is so that you can mix the values you need when you're creating any of your artworks. You can mix with paint like we did. You can do it with oil pastels, crayons, colored pencils, chalk, all sorts of different things. But being able to mix values is going to open up your color availability greatly. So please make sure that you put your name, your period, and your day on your project. When you're done, please make sure you wash your paint brushes, cups, and palettes, and put your paper on the drying rack. Have fun playing with paint today.